Hey guys, let's take a look at lesson 6 today. This is fractions. I know to some of us, fractions are like, the most fun things on earth. And to others of us, fractions are the second most fun thing on earth, except for like helping mom clean the kitchen and stuff like that. So I hope you're in the first camp, maybe. They're the most fun things on earth. But anyway, all right, let's define these things. What's a fraction? It's just a a part of something. That's all. When you say a third of this, it's like, I don't know, about that much or something like that. You'd say 1/3. The denominator, by the way, is this part right there. That's the denominator. This is the numerator. So that's it. And we'll talk more about the fractions in just a second. But just make sure you know that every fraction is a division problem. Division problem. Make sure you know that, right? No mystery to that. Okay, like when you say 3/4. How do you explain that to somebody? What would you do to, let's say you're the mom or the dad. Okay, whichever one is appropriate. Explain 3/4. Well, you would just go, I don't know. Here's a box of something. I don't know. What could it be a box of? A box of Jello. It's filled to the top. It's wiggling. It's kind of wiggly, and it smells bad too. All right, a box of Jello. All right, 3/4 of that. What would you say? You just go, okay. Well, I'll chop it into 4 parts. Let's say it's a dish of Jello, and then there's 1 out of 4. There's 2 out of 4. There's 3 out of 4. That's 3/4. And the thing is about fractions, you could say, well, I'm going to cut this into 8 parts. Okay. Well, now you instead of having 3 parts out of 8, there's 8 parts together, right? All together. You go, well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well, that's 6 parts out of 8. Well, that's the same thing as 3/4. It doesn't matter if you cut it. Of course, you could cut it again, but we don't have to do that. All right. As a picture, 3/5 as a picture. If you're a visual learner, you probably like pictures, right? Now, if you're a nasal learner, if you just bend your head very close to the screen and just start sniffing, that'll help you get this, okay? 3/5 is a picture. All you do is you just chop this into 5 pieces. And then you go, okay, I'm shading 3 of them. There you go. That's 3/5. That's it. 3 out of 5. There you go. Okay. And for example, if you wanted to say something like a half of 10 is 5, piece of cake. Let's pretend like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I never do these twice. A half of 10 is 5. Well, this is the half of 10 right here, right? That's exactly right down the middle. If I were a better artist. Well, there they are. There's 5 pieces right there from there to there. Half of 10 is 5. By the way, of in math means to multiply. So just keep that in the back of your mind. We're going to use that a lot. Okay, let's answer this. What number is 1/2 of 300? Well, there's a bunch of ways you can do this. You can look at a giant, if you can visualize 300, is this, whatever. You can go, okay, right down the middle is half of 300. You can say, well, it's got to be equal on both sides. All you need to do is just divide it by 2, right, to get 1/2 of that. So a half of 300 is 150. What you could also say is this, and I'm sure you've done a lot of multiplying fractions. This means to multiply, the word of, in math. So you could say 1/2 times, I'll use a little x this time. I might use some dots here and there just to kind of test you there. 300, well, to write a fraction with 300, that's just 300 over 1, right? You can just go straight across. 1 times 300 is 300. 2 times 1 is... What is 2 times 1?
That would be 2.
2. Okay, that's what I thought it was. Okay. So 300, a fraction over 2. Of course, every fraction is a division problem. So 300 divided by 2 is 150. There you go. That's it. Look at the second one. What number is 1/3 of 300? Well, you could just draw a picture, right? Instead of drawing the picture of the 300 and then chopping it in two, you could take this thing, I'm just going to chop it into 3. 1/3, right? I'm going to go, you, and then 3 parts out of that. Of course, 1 part out of the 3 would be 100. Or you could just say 300 divided by this number, just like we did, 300 divided by this number. Or you could say 1/3 of means to multiply, right? 1/3 of means times 300, just like that, right? 1 times 300 is 300. 3 times 1 is 3. 300 divided by 3, lo and behold, is also 100. There you go. All right? Pause it. You try C. Do the same thing we've just done to C. You pause it and try it, and then unpause it when you're ready. Okay, the 2 ways of doing this is to go, well, $6, you know, whatever. There's a very common $6 bill, all right? Has a picture of Justin Bieber on it. And he has a backwards hat, of course. And he's shading his eyes because the sun's getting in his eyes for some reason. I don't know. Okay, anyway. You could just chop this into 8 pieces, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then go, oh, one of these is going to be $6, so I just divide by 8. There it is. Okay. Same thing, right? You just divide this by 8. So $6 would be 600 cents, right? And divide that by 8. Let's do short division. 8 into 60 will be 7, right? 7 times 8 is 56, 4 left over. 8 into 40 is 5, so that's going to be 75 cents. There you go. That's all there is to it. Just division problems. That's what fractions are. Okay. All right. Copy this figure. Or you can just do this mentally. Shade 2/3 of it. 2/3 of it. Okay. Now the trick is, if you consider this to be a trick, you could go, well, if this thing is, let's go 2/3 of this. This part right here, from there to there, you know, including this and all the way, that's 1/3 of this, right? Okay, well, if I did 2/3, it'd be 2 of those, right? Now, some people might, well, it's divided into 6 pieces, not 3. That's okay. We can divide anything we want into how many pieces we want about it. We can, you know, let's say it's a fudge brownie or something. Somebody cut it already. You just take your fingers and just mash them all over that to kind of like make all the cuts disappear and try it all over again. All right, there's 2/3 of it. Now, by the way, what fraction is this showing if you count all the squares? Well, you're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares, right? But we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be 4 out of 6. Well, that's the same thing as 2/3, right? You've done reducing fractions, same exact thing. There you go. Okay. All right, let's try the practice set. What I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to give you all these answers at once except for the last one. And so go ahead and pause this. Do the practice problems on pages 28, A through G, and A through H, and then unpause it, and then we'll talk about them together. So go ahead and pause it. Okay, I'm assuming you're finished. So let's look at A through G. A is 3/4, B is 2/5, C is 3/8, D is 36. Now 1/2 of 72. Don't forget, you can go 1/2 and then go times 72. Right? 72, that's 1 times 72, then 2 times 1. And then just that's a division problem, right? Or you could just say 72 divided by 2. All right. For E, 1/2 of 1,000, 500, of course. 1/3 of 180, well, you're going to divide by 3. 180 divided by 3 is 60. How much money is 1/3 of $3.60? You're just going to divide $3.60 by 3. So if you want to do, just go like this. You could just go here, 360. Put your decimal and 120. There you go, $1.20. H, the answer is, I refuse to do this one. No, you don't have to refuse to. Okay, shade 1/2 of it. Well, if you're doing like this, you know, let's say it looks like that. Oh, that wasn't too bad actually. Shade 1/2, it doesn't matter. There's 1, 2 parts, 3 parts out of 6. which is the same, 3 out of 6 is the same thing as 1/2. So there you go. Okay. All right. That was it for the lesson. See you next time. Do a good job of your practice problems today, and see ya.